section 3 now, so of our BSBWHS211, contribute to health and safety of self and others. So on our previous session, we went through hygiene, we went through ergonomics, and the importance of stretching. Can anyone remember some of the stretchings that we did some practice on?
The chair.
Yep.
Twist in the chair.
Yep.
For our little that.
Use that on the end.
Yep. Yep. And what else?
Yeah.
The arm
Hands on the desk as well, standing.
Oh, the wrists. Yep. And were there any other exercises that we
Liam said this one, which I've actually been doing at home.
Yeah. Stretching. Has anyone been stretching the legs and getting all the circulation out moving?
Yeah.
Right, so that's also really important for digging tests. So if you're sitting for a long period of time, you really want to really exercise and get that circulation moving. The other thing that we were actually just speaking about the other day is the footsteps. So if you've got your little footstool, you can actually use that as a bit of an exercise so that you can actually, something sitting in an aeroplane, so they tell you to stretch your feet, rotate, all that sort of stuff. So that's a good one to do that. So what we're going to do this session, we're actually going to go around the room and we're actually going to complete a safety check. So we're just going to do a quick check on the equipment, the computers, electrical chairs, all that sort of stuff. We're just going to see if we can identify any hazards and what risks are involved with that hazard. From there, we will be looking at the organisation chart. So who are your work health and safety officers, who you're reporting certain incidences to, and also in case of emergency, fire, earthquake, tsunami, all that sort of stuff, we will actually talk about who to address with those concerns. So we've got a group activity, so we're doing our equipment and safety checklist. Before we do that, we will just watch a really quick little video on safety. Just before I move on, can anyone tell me what that is? Has anyone seen? Tag, and what's the tag? What does that do?
It says that someone in where we work has had a look at whatever that equipment is and it's allowed to be used.
Someone where you work?
Yeah, like the engineer or like the safety rep.
Okay, so that's what we call test and tag. Basically, it means that that electrical equipment has been tested and tagged. It can't be done by just anyone. Okay, so just going back on what Veronica said, it has to be someone who has been qualified and has a certification to do test and tagging. Okay, and when you're looking at an organisation where there are multiple computers or electrical equipment, super important to have your test and tagging. Generally, these things are done yearly, so every year a company is actually contracted to come out and physically test and tag the equipment. Not sure, maybe something like an organisation like a big hospital, they may actually already have one on their staff that is literally their role to test and tag throughout the year. So, you know, you're looking at a 5 or 6 story hospital building with thousands of beds, thousands of rooms. By the time they start at the bottom and work their way up to the top, you're basically going back to the bottom and you're just rotating. What that does is it ensures that the equipment that is being used and plugged in has been tested for safety, so you are less likely to create a hazard which will then roll onto a risk. Okay, so let's just say, I mean, you guys are in a call centre, but if you're in a hospital and you get one of the major equipment, scanning machines, x-ray machines, actually shorts out and shorts out the whole circuit, you could end up with a whole floor or a whole wing that has been shut down because one equipment has actually been faulty and wasn't tested properly. So that's the importance of the test and tag. Okay. So just a quick.
If we were to cross the road here, the hazard is being hit by moving. potential consequence. In this case, it could be a serious injury or even a fatality.
But we're on a country road. I mean, the chances of being hit look pretty slim.
Right. That's part of the risk assessment. Because the traffic flow is very minimal, the risk is low.
Whoa. But if we were trying to cross the road here, the hazard is much worse.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. The hazard is the same, and so is the potential consequence of a fatality. It's the risk that's changed. It's now higher because the traffic flow is much heavier.
Okay. The hazard is the thing or condition that can hurt us. In this case, the vehicles. And the risk is the likelihood that the hazard will cause injury or disease. So, what does that have to do with the regulation?
Hazards arise out of the work environment and work tasks. And until you know what the hazards are, you can't determine the risks. In the workplace, you have to identify all the potential hazards and then assess the risk they pose. For example, if you were pulling a heavy box off a high shelf, what are the hazards?
Well, if the box was stacked poorly, it could fall on you.
Or you might strain your back lifting the box. Or if you tried to climb up, you might fall.
Wow, I didn't realize moving one box could involve so many hazards.
Right, there are often many hazards associated with a single task, and we need to assess the risk for each of them.
Okay, so do we have any questions going back to the hazard and risk? So you're looking at a hazard and then the risk, depending on the hazard and the environment that the hazard is placed, can depend on whether the risk is extreme or low. Okay, so again, if you're in a country town, the hazard is getting hit by a car. The risk is low because you've got less traffic flow. However, in a big city, the hazard is still the same, so you're still at risk of getting, the hazard is getting hit by a car, and the risk is the potential fatality. But the risk is a lot higher because you've got more of a traffic flow, so you've actually got more coming through. So why work health and safety? To ensure a health and safe environment for all learners, staff and others participating in any activities within the premises or under their employment. So whose responsibility do you think that is?
My bosses?
Bosses, who else?
Everyone.
Everyone, that's right. So it's your responsibility of your employer, management, the building landlord, all that sort of stuff, to actually provide the equipment and to provide a safe environment for working within anything like that. But it also your responsibility as an employer, an employee, as a student, as a learner, or even a visitor. Okay, it is still your responsibility to apply work health safety. Okay, so wherever you are, keeping in mind that you are there and you need to, it is your duty to contribute to your own safety and the safety of people around you. Okay, so according to the Work Health and Safety Act 2011, Work Health and Safety Regulation 2011, the Occupational Health and Safety Act 2004, and the Occupational Health and Safety Regulations 2007. Basically, all of these acts and regulations ensure that legally you are entitled to be safe and healthy and protected in your work environment. Okay, so organisations and employees need to actually comply with these particular acts and regulations to ensure the safety of everybody around them. Okay, so workplace and delivery site inspections. So we're going to go through our workplace health and safety policy procedures. Now you should have all got your copies of these when you started, and there's quite a few. So we've got the organisation chart, we've got the workplace health and safety, and then we've got the staff health and wellbeing. So you should have had copies of all of these manuals. You've got printed copies and you should have electric copies as well. It's really, really important to actually read through those manuals, okay, they're your company's policies and procedures, okay, so that's the way they want things done in their workplace, and it is your job to comply with that. There are reasons that they want things done a certain way, and of course, ultimately, it's for your own health and safety. Okay, so when you're going through, I'll just put on my organisation chart. So when we're actually doing health and risk assessment and reporting, we actually have checklists. Okay, so I'm going to give you all a checklist. I'm going to go through it quickly. Just basically have a look at some of the hazards around, and we're just going to talk about some of the risks that could come from some of these hazards. So, you know, we've got the hazard, which is a physical hazard. So everyone stand up and just have a walk around the room, take your chart with you, and just see and tick any areas that you believe, put an asterisk next to them, anything that needs assessing. Okay, so someone needs to have a look at it, it needs to be brought to someone's attention, we need to fix it, basically. So we're going to do our own little hazard and risk assessment. So you're looking for things that you could trip over, things that you could slip over, things that could cut you. We're looking at floor coverings, so anything that you could trip over in that way, sharp objects, hot surfaces. Don't forget ergonomics, that's a big risk in the workplace. So check that the chairs are adjustable, height adjustable, can move around. Psychological, just check that your headphones are noise cancelling headphones. We'll also have a look through the organisation chart for HRs. Liam's in the fine form there with his folder.
You gotta take it serious.
Okay, so we've also got the risk of radiation. So, you know, how close is someone sitting to actual computer monitors? Again, electrical hazards, so we already talked about the testing tag, so see if you can identify a testing tag. Yeah, that's one I will quiz you on, because I saw them before. Also chemical, so we did talk about chemical burns in the call centre. I hope you're all listening to me while you're all walking around, yeah?
I thought we had to walk around.
Yeah, but I'm talking, so I'm saying, you know, like, I'll let you guys walk around and just while I sort of ramble on about the different things that you should actually be looking out for.
It's out of order because the one over there is before that. There's one working and one not.
Okay, how'd we go? All good? Okay, can anyone tell me where and if they saw a testing tag evidence? Where?
One on the fire extinguisher,
Okay, yep.
and there's one on the power board just next to the printer.
Okay.
I saw two just behind the printer as well.
Did you see any at all?
Yeah, the two behind the
And did you see any? Underneath? Did anybody see them on the actual hard drive of the computers?
Yeah, they're on the screen as well.
Right. So each computer has actually been safety tested. So just little things to look out for. One thing I did notice was, Veronica, you found, well, you saw a hazard.
Yeah.
What did you do?
I saw someone had left a cable out, and there's actually a door in the back of the classroom, so it was a bit of a trip hazard. It was like semi-pushed under, but also semi-out, so I just picked up. So it wasn't on top of the desk.
Well done. So basically what Veronica did there was she identified a hazard. She thought, oh, that's a risk. There's a door, it's on the floor, someone could trip over. And she eliminated the risk. So she's gone straight to the source. She's fixed it straight away. There is no need to submit a report. There is no need to let anybody know. The issue has been resolved immediately. That is the best way to actually combat when you have got something that is a risk or a hazard, is just to try and eliminate the hazard. From there, the hazard, if it can't be eliminated, then you go down through the steps of isolation, substitution, PPE, cornering it off, all that sort of stuff, and then notifying the correct people in the organisation to do. So did anyone find any risks or hazards on their checklist?
I thought that maybe the walkway is obstructed with some of these chairs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah,
And
these
what
desks.
could have been done with that?
They can be pushed into each computer, and then if there are excess amount of chairs, they can be removed and put somewhere where they need to belong.
Right, so we've got an elimination of the hazard. And what about you?
Yeah, the same. Like even these tables just in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can do something to eliminate that straight away? Does it need to be cornered off?
Not really. Maybe not so much in the walkway, like maybe down a little bit, so people when they're turning the corner, it's not right there. They can see it. Maybe it's not blocked by the table.
Good, well done.
One of the aircon systems is actually tagged out.
Okay.
Just a bit of a hazard. It's just got a piece of paper sticky taped to the front, so it wouldn't take much for someone just to move it or try and use it.
Does the paper have any kind of instructions, or it's just like
Just do not use.
do not use? Okay, so they are letting people know there's obviously some kind of hazard or risk involved with that, so they've blocked off the actual control panel. Yeah, and Liam, did you notice anything?
Those things that very,
Haphazardly.
yeah, right next to a seat.
And right next to the doorway, so if
Yeah.
someone actually comes in and the door swings open too fast, could knock that off and fall on whoever's sitting next to it, fall on the head. So well done. So I am going to get you to hand in those assessment and forms that we just did. So make sure you have got your name on them on the top and today's date, so I can actually mark that with some of your work. We're going to go through some of the workplace and delivery site inspections, so your work checklists. So when you're looking at control hazards, who is the responsibility of reporting? Who would you report a hazard to?
To the manager.
Right. So the responsibility of the workplace health and safety inspections is the responsibility of the staff, it's the responsibility of the training manager, and it's the responsibility of the operations manager. Okay, that's to actually control any hazards in the workplace. They are the people that are responsible to actually do the checklist and keep an eye out for them. Okay, so that includes you. So it is part of your responsibility to keep an eye out for hazards around in the workplace. And the incident, if there is an incident, the reporting is, the responsibility is the CEO. So this is actually going by your organisation and your policies and procedures according to the call centre that you're working in. Okay. So if there's any incident reporting, they want you to report that directly to the CEO.
What do you mean by incident reporting?
So anything like this. So if there was an incident on here, that like a risk that had got a hazard and it's created a risk, and there is an incident that has happened, Liam's come along and he's tripped over that cord that was left over there, and he's fallen on the floor and he's hurt himself, he's hurt his ankle. That incident, you'll have a little report, something similar to this, where you will actually fill out and complete that report, which will dictate what happened, how it happened, who it happened to, what day and what time it happened, and what was done. Okay, so ice compression elevation, he was taken to the first aid room, he had to get medical attention, he couldn't walk to his car, so we had to call an ambulance. So all of that is part of the actual incident report. So the CEO wants to know all about any incidents that occurred in his workplace. Okay, so again, that was the workplace hazard form. So you will actually have a reporting form, and someone who controls the hazards is the operations manager. Okay, so basically the operations manager is the one who is going to collect all of these little checklists and is actually going to put in place to control that hazard. Okay, so the incident reporting, again, all staff and learners, and this goes to the CEO. So as a staff, it is your job to actually report any incidents that occur. Okay, so the learner safety and security plan. So basically it's the responsibility of the training manager to have a risk assessment and management plan in place. Again, we've already just done that. And there's also chemical spills and toxic emissions. Responsibility for all of those chemical spills and actually having the equipment in place to deal with that is the CEO, the operations manager, and all staff. So it's your responsibility too to deal with spills. Okay, so you're not going to have a spill, especially a chemical spill, and you're not just going to look at it and walk away. It's part of your responsibility to either section it off, put your safety signs out, let another staff member know, hey, can you just watch this area while I go get the spill kit, all that sort of stuff. We did talk about chemical spills, and you were saying there wasn't going to be much in the call centre. Believe it or not, batteries. Okay, so your batteries do emit an acid, which could come under, well, it does come under a chemical spill because it can create a chemical burn. So there are things around you that will actually have chemicals or acids in them that could leak. So you need to keep an eye out for that. When it comes to natural disaster, earthquake and flood is everybody's responsibility. So if there is an earthquake, probably not so much a flood and not so much a natural disaster in our climate here. However, there is a possibility of an earthquake. You need to follow what's in your the health and safety policies and procedures when it comes to an earthquake. My best bet is to either hop over to the desk or get yourself out of the building. Okay, so if you are on like a second, third story, get yourself out of that building and into the safety evacuation zone.
Is it still good to stand under a door frame, or is that like out of fashion now?
No, you
Another
can. Yeah, it is still a thing. Yeah, it is still a thing. You can stand under the door frame. As I said, if you're in like a second or third story, I would still be getting out of that building.
Would we go by the lift, or would we take the stairs?
Take the stairs. Okay, most likely in an earthquake or a natural disaster, the electricity's gone. So if the electricity has gone, the lift is not going to work, and you really don't want to risk getting into the lift and then having the power cut out and you're stuck mid-level or stuck in the lift. So again, we've got, for your chemical spills, going back up to that, we've got PPE, so you will have gloves and safety equipment available to you. Again, I think we did that last session, actually, when I showed you the hygiene for cleaning your headsets. Okay, so you've all got that little map, the storage room map. So in that storage room is where you will find all your PPE equipment. So if there is a chemical spill, and you'll also have the hazard reporting form. You'll find that on each level of the call centre, so on every floor, there will actually be like a manual. So it's kind of like an operations manual, and in that manual you will find all the hazard reports forms, incident report forms, all of that. If you can't find an incident report form or a just get to HR, and HR will have a copy of all of those forms that you need. Okay, so when it comes to going back to the earthquake, when it comes to the emergency plan, there is an emergency evacuation plan. Again, it's in your health and safety manual, so you need to just go that. If there's a lockdown, okay, so if we're in lockdown, you need to await instructions and you need to follow the emergency management plan.
What does lockdown mean?
If there's a terrorist, so if you're in a terrorist attack or a disgruntled worker comes in and wants to shoot everybody, you will go into lockdown, okay, which means everything gets shut down. Best thing, follow the emergency management plan, generally get under the table, stay very, very quiet, lock the door, lock yourselves in, all that sort of stuff, but it is in your work health and safety, so this is part of your homework. You would have to read this for next session. If there's a bomb threat, generally it is received by phone. Oops, the responsibility of that is the person who's actually on the phone. So it's important to follow that, await instruction, keep them on the line, alert someone that there's a bomb threat on the telephone. Part of the policies and procedures and following these is for continuous improvement. So you're always wanting to continually improve, and if there's something wrong, generally something goes wrong, 98% of the time, it's the procedure. Okay, so you will always go back and assess the procedure and make sure that you can actually tweak that to stop things from going wrong. So if something does go wrong, did you follow the procedure? If you followed the procedure to a T, there's something wrong with the procedure. If you didn't follow the procedure, then it's actually created a problem. So documents and forms. Okay, so again, we've got all the documents and forms that are available to you. Oops. All available in your policies and procedures manual, all available in the procedures manual on each level, okay, and all available from HR. So you can go and get copies from them. No doubt once, like I said, when you've got these, you've got physical copies and you've actually got electronic copies. So in those electronic copies, you'll have electronic copies of all the reports and registers that you need. Okay, so why are we doing work health and safety? So to support our staff's physical and mental health, to promote and support healthy work and life balance for all staff, and to encourage positive physical and mental health that will be reflected within the culture of our registered trainee organisation. So work health and safety doesn't just stay in the workplace, it does actually feed onto everyday life, okay? And it's really important to have a healthy work-life balance, okay? It can really help with your mental health and also your physical health. It is part of our duty, so part of the Public Service Act, part of the Racial Discrimination Act, Sex Discrimination Act, and Workplace Health and Safety. This all comes down to inclusivity and exclusivity, diversity, making sure that everybody is treated equally, making sure that there is no racial discrimination, so everyone is equal. All of that actually comes down very much so into mental health, which is part of work health and safety. Okay, if you've been bullied, hearing racial slurs, when you come into work every day, it's not going to be good for your mental health. It's not appropriate and it's not acceptable. So there are procedures in place and reports that you can actually let people know. So age discrimination, disability discrimination, Fair Work Act and the Work Health and Safety Act. All of these ensure your right to feel safe, supported and healthy in your workplace. Okay, so they're all departments that can actually help guide you, and guidelines for employees and employers as well. Do we have any questions on any of the checklists, any of the reporting requirements, incident reports, health and safety policies and procedures? No questions? Has everyone got a pretty clear understanding of why we do the health and safety checks? Yeah. And the checklists, why we have procedures manuals, and why we have an organisation chart in place. Yep. So why do we have an organisation And what's the importance of having a procedure in place?
So in the event of an emergency or whatever the instance is, someone you know what to do, and all the staff are doing the same. It's not one person doing something totally different. You're all doing it how the organisation recommends.
Yep. And what's the importance of a healthy work-life balance?
It's, I mean, overall, it's great to be workers to have that culture where they want to keep coming back to work, and it's just maintaining that mental health. And for the company, it's good. It'll just help with productivity and retention instead of having more sick days and obviously having a lot of workers' comp for things if things did escalate. So
That's
just being able to come to work and be present and keeping a positive
well,
mood.
you want to enjoy going to work. It becomes a big part of your life for a very, very long time. And if you're going to work every day, you actually want to enjoy being there. And Liam, what's the importance of testing and tagging?
Just to make sure that it's functioning correctly, it's not dangerous to anyone.
And what could happen? What are some of the things that could happen?
What are we testing? Testing electrical cords, it
Yeah,
could be,
test and tag is generally based on electrical. Yep.
it might not work in, then you can't do your job. It might have some kind of fault that could result in a potential hazard or risk.
Yeah. Yep. So testing and tagging, again, it could be faulty. So a piece of equipment could be faulty, and in having one piece of faulty equipment could create fire hazards. So you could have electrical fire. You could actually shut down the circuit breakers for the whole section. So in doing that, you've actually shut down production and everyone's productivity until that gets resolved. So testing and tagging is super, super important. Now, so the next session we are actually going to continue with the policies and procedures. We're also going to be doing a fire drill. You may even have an incursion. So I'll get someone to come in and actually demonstrate how to actually use a fire extinguisher. Who knows, we may be able to actually handle the fire extinguisher and press that little lever. And we're also going to do some more safety incident report forms. So if there is an incident, we're going to do some scenarios where we're going to create incidents, we're going to create first aid, and we're going to create a report to actually submit to the hierarchy. So your homework and your out-of-class activities is to actually read through these manuals and your organisation chart, and I will be questioning you on the next session as well, because you're going to have to know where to actually submit those reports.